great day to be a Bulldog. Friday, kids played really well last night. You know, to be 27-0 at this stage of the season is obviously hard to do and very special. We're certainly giving God the glory for that, but we've got obviously a long road in front of us. I know everybody wants to talk about where we are, what we've done to this date, but for these kids and for this program where we are right now is we got a lot of unfinished business. That's our focus. Next one up is Texas A&M on Sunday, and they're obviously extremely talented, scoring a lot of points. Very, very difficult to defend, and so we'll hopefully have 2 good days of prep. We better, because if we don't, they'll beat us. And so they've got our undivided attention. Really proud of how we played last night in Vanderbilt. Really thought we came out with an edge early, established ourselves defensively and offensively, more offensively probably than defensively. As the game wore on, I thought we became more consistent defensively. Turned them over 26 times, so that's always a good remedy and a good equation for us to win. And they shot it at a really high percentage, which is concerning. But to only give up 50 points, turn somebody over 26 times is obviously those are some good stats for us. I think we had 16 steals, 13 steals, 16 steals, and Rowe had 5 and Jazz had 5. So Rowe continues to lead us in steals and is doing a good job there. So we're on to the next one, and again, we've got to get ready for a really, really talented, well-coached Texas A&M ball club.
Blair, what do you think that it means to Coach Schaefer to have the next piece of unfinished business come against Texas A&M with everything that's on the line?
I mean, whether it's Texas A&M or not, it's just the next team that's up. I think we just have to understand that all the teams in the SEC have great guards, great posts. They're great teams. We have to prepare for each team differently, and Texas A&M is another great team that is up next. So we're focused on preparing for them and preparing for them only right now. So
it could be in the little back of his head that there might be a special significance that it's against Texas A&M.
I mean, yeah, but at the end of the day, when the lights come on, is not what we're thinking about. We're thinking about just another game and how we have to execute and do the things we've been doing all year.
Morgan, kind of the same question. Any get any sense of special significance for Coach Schaefer, for you guys, that it's against Texas A&M, given you guys probably know how much that place means to him and how much Coach Blair means to him?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's been there for a long time before coming here, so of course it's back in his head. But when we go play, it really doesn't matter. We just gotta go out there and execute and do things we do. And I mean, whatever happens, hope we come on top, and then he can celebrate. Like, yeah, that moment, he deserves it.
Coach, any special significance that the confluence of things come together and it's against Coach Blair that everything is on the line?
No, not in that sense. It's always odd when we play each other. It's very different because I was on the same bench with him for 15 years. So it's a different feeling when we're both in the gym competing and we're not on the same end of the floor. But as far as our game Sunday, it just happens to fall where it falls. And for us, I mean, I'm not going to prepare any harder for this one than I did for the first one or the 8th one. I mean, I'm going to do everything I can to give my kids a chance to win, and that's my job. And I know my staff will do the same thing. We prepare every game every week like it's for the national championship, and that's just how we're built. That's why I think my staff's the best in the country, because that's who they are and that's what we do. Whether it's in recruiting, whether it's out in the community, whether it's getting our kids ready to play. So in that sense, it's just the next one up, really. There's no more significance. It's significant that we got a chance to clinch outright. That's what makes that game, significant for us.
Blair and or Morgan, both of you, just talk, Coach, you know, talk about his assistants a little bit. Just talk about how they're important to you guys as far as making y'all better on a daily basis. One of you can take it or both.
Our assistants are just great at what they do. They are very consistent day in and day out. They come in every day, expect the same of us every single day. They never lower their standards, and they always have the best game plan that they can possibly come up with for whoever we're playing. So credit to them. They work really hard, and they will stay up however late that they need to in order to be prepared for practice the next day so that they can get us ready.
Yeah, what Blair said, but I mean, I just got through shooting Coach Carly. You know, whenever I need to shoot, she's always there. Or since Coach Jackson been gone, so you know they always there for us when we need anything, no matter what, basketball or not. So I'm very grateful for them. We're blessed to have them.
Morgan, not to say you have any less attention on you, given that you played point guard, but maybe you have one fewer voice on the bench since Coach Jackson has not been around. You have one more bulldog in the family with her addition to the family. But how have you seen the rest of the staff kind of, I don't know if pick up the slack is the right way to say it, but since Coach Jackson has not been here, how have you seen the rest of the staff kind of fill in for what another coach would be doing if she were here?
Pick up with the film, and pick up talking to us on the bench. Schaefer does it all the time, so I wouldn't say anything's pretty much different with him, but Coach Harris and Coach Carter, you know, they always tell us what could have been open, what we need to do, where we need to adjust. So just stuff like that, it balances out. But having her back, she probably gonna have us running for stuff that we forgot about when she was here. So I'm sure we'll be back sharp when she gets back.
So you think she's at home keeping a mental list or an actual checklist?
Probably so.
She's coming back Monday.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Hey, Vic, Texas A&M is a pretty good rebounding team. Actually, one of the best in the conference. How do you think you guys match up against them?
It's a tough matchup for us. You know, from a rebounding standpoint, they do an outstanding job. They've got 3 kids getting, you know, 6.8 or better, 6, 7, and 11. So we don't have that. We've got 13, 5, and 3. So it's going to be a real important stat, I think, throughout the course of the ball game is our ability to block out and keep them off the glass. And you know, for people like Blair and Mo, they may not get the rebound, but they got to make sure their girl doesn't get it either. And so I think for us, today's an important day. Tomorrow will be another, and we work on it every day. We start practice usually with the blockouts that we missed in the previous game. So it's something that we continue to focus on. But you know, for them, it's going to be, you know, their 4 players a monster. I mean, she's just so good. Anriel's one of the best rebounders in the country, and she's not even leading them in rebounding. She is leading them in rebounding. But then you got Clea Hillsman in there getting 8 a game, and that's 6'5", and so between Anriel and her, and then you throw in Lumpkin, she's just you know, another big body, big guard, big wing, and so it's a load for us, and there's no doubt about it. So we're going to have to do a great job with them. Again, we're fixing to play some highly skilled, highly talented, well-coached kids, and it's going to be a tremendous challenge for us.
Blair, the reaction that you had when you bumped, your shoulder was not, it's almost kind of like the pain came through the television. First of all, how is your shoulder, and do you anticipate getting any more of that Mr. Miyagi kind of therapy that Coach mentioned? Then you came out and had that really good game, I think the 20-point game after that.
My shoulder's fine. Got to continue getting treatment on it, but just, yeah, it's good. I'm going to play through it. I've been playing through injuries all year, but it's fine.
What did that feel like? Can you describe it?
I mean, just the initial hit hurt. It kind of got hit the exact same way that I heard it initially in the first place, but yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Coach, I know you said a lot. There's just some carrots out there to be had. Getting that #1 seed in the tournament, though, getting that out of the way, and it's a pretty important deal.
It is. I mean, it's, again, another first, I believe, for us. But look, there is more parity in our league than ever before. And it doesn't matter what night you play, whether you're opening up on Wednesday or you're opening up on Friday, you're going against somebody that can beat you. And I think this year's SEC tournament, there's so many factors, so many question marks, so many anything can happen type game scenarios that it's really going to make for an exciting tournament. So it's no different from the 16-game grind of the regular season. On any night you can get beat if you're not ready to play, if you're not focused, and you know what? You might not get beat, you might get embarrassed. So should be a real exciting time in Nashville for some.
Coach, to the point about how you and your staff have filled in for Coach Jackson since she's been at home, has there been kind of I don't even know if next man up is the right, next person up is the next way to say it, but how have you guys filled in for some of the things that she would be responsible for doing?
Well, I think Dom has stepped in as a young coach and balanced her going to class. She's getting her master's with embracing whatever Johnny and Carly have asked her to do. Without hesitation, she does it. Look, Johnny and Carly have taken a big, there's a reason why they give you 3 full-time assistants, and those two have taken a big load on their shoulders and embraced it, and you can just see them every day, man. They are in the grind, in the moment, and focused, and they leave nothing to chance. And that's what you want as coaches. That's our job right now. We can't leave anything to chance. We've got to be ready to adapt. We've got to be ready to make changes. We've got to be ready to we've got to expect the unexpected. And I've always been that way. I think they've embraced being that way, and I still kick myself sometimes when something comes up. I'll go, man, I should have thought of that. And but I think those two in particular have really just immersed themselves into the job and at hand, immersed themselves into our program, immersed themselves into our kids. They have done what I've been asking our kids to do. They have eliminated distractions to the point I'm sure that it's probably affected them a little bit in their personal lives. That's how much they care about our kids. That's how much they care about our program. And, they're selfless. They're in it for the kids, and I can't say enough good things about them. They're certainly worth every penny we're paying them.
You had an interesting comment in the Associated Press story. The writer quoted you saying something to the effect that you guys went out and took it last night. Tierra remarked, next one up in the last media availability. Do you sense that the timing of the season, and as you guys get closer and closer to the next season, that the kids are maybe adopting that kind of a mentality that, hey, there aren't very many left. We're not going to leave anything to chance, like you just said, and we're just going to go out. We're going to punch first. We're going to go out and take it before anybody has a chance to do anything about it.
Well, I'd hope so. I think for these seniors, they know we're getting down to the end of their college career. And so I think every game's important for them, and they know it, and they've embraced that. As we talked about it last night before we went out to the court, we talked about nobody's going to give us anything. We stood around for 2 games and thought it would happen last year, and we didn't go make it happen. It's nobody's fault but our own. So I think these kids understand if we're going to go get an outright championship, we're going to have to go take it. Nobody's going to give it to us. Nobody. And so I think for them, for us, that's our mentality right now is, you know what, let's go take it. Let's go get it. Let's go earn it. Because at the end of the day, if we're sitting around thinking somebody's going to feel sorry for us or they like us and they're just going to go, here, we're not going to play hard tonight and we're going to let you have it, we're kidding ourselves. So, again, it's great to be 13-0 in the league right now, but you still got 3 monsters left on your schedule. And, you know, whether they'd have been the first 3 that you played or in the middle or now they're the last 3, they're still opponents that are really talented, highly well coached, and we've got to be ready to play. So I thought, again, our kids last night did. They went out and took it. They punched first early and punched first again and punched again. And just anybody I put in last night I felt like was really on the aggressive.
And to make sure that I understood something that you said correctly, you said there were 2 that you stood around for last year, Tennessee and Kentucky.
Well, yeah, I mean, we didn't go take it. I mean, those teams played harder than us, to be honest with you. We lose in overtime at Kentucky, and then Tennessee comes here and just absolutely stuck it to us. And, you know, we got on our heels those nights and couldn't get off of them. And so, again, I just think we've learned from that. Again, this is a different team, but they were part of that team a year ago. So I think they understand the importance of, hey, man, let's go out and make it happen.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, ladies.
All right, appreciate y'all being here. Praise the Lord and go Dogs.